How's it going, everybody? Mike here, and welcome to the gaming news of the week. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, both good and bad, this past week. You might have missed from Black Myth Wukong's big success as far as how it's doing very well within the first few days of, it being out there, first almost week here, basically. And Ubisoft doing some stuff they shouldn't be doing, basically pissing off the fans and doing a piss poor job at how they apologize about it to make it up to him. A lot of new details regarding Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, and Avowed apparently is locked at 30 FPS on the Xbox console. I'll talk about why, and a couple other JRPGs that you might be excited about too to learn more about. So, before we dig in though, I have a special message for you. Check it out. Hey everyone, I want to give a big shout out to all of you that always support me when it comes to my YouTube channel, even Twitch as well too. Whether you watch my content, give it a like, comment as well to your thoughts, opinions, and input. It's always appreciated, guys. It means a lot, truly. I just want to ask you guys to consider going above and beyond to help form the backbone of the channel by checking out the Patreon, link in the description below. And there's some cool perks and rewards there, guys. And with how YouTube is, the algorithm always changing and not being what it used to be, some of my videos are not doing as good as they used to and things like that. So basically, by becoming a Patreon, that helps keep me going full time, to help keep bringing you guys this amazing content I love to make for you and keep you guys updated on news and updates when it comes to RPGs and other games in general I'm interested in. I think you should know about as well too, without me having to worry about too much as far as what I say sometimes, where I cuss too much, basically things like that. But yeah, guys, please check out links in the description below if you would, and consider going above and beyond with becoming a Patreon today. Alright, so let's kick things off with Black Myth Wukong reaching 10 million copies sold in just 4 days, like 3 or 4 days, guys. Incredible for this game. Like, Game Science is very happy, and keep in mind, this is developed by Game Science and published by them. They may have had some backing by, other companies and whatnot, have you, but technically this is pretty much mainly all them, being the dev team and self-publisher for this game. And overall, it has been a very fun game. Very fun, very challenging. I'm loving it. I just got to, at the time of this recording, just got to chapter 4. So I'm like maybe only a little bit over halfway done with the game overall. It's finding so many cool secrets. But yeah, this is incredibly good news. Congrats to Game Science on this achievement. And this is only available on PS5 and PC as of right now. The Xbox version is coming soon. These sales figures matches or even surpasses recent major milestones like Elden Ring or Hogwarts Legacy. And there was another statistic at the time of this reporting that reached up to 3 million concurrent players across all platforms, PS5 and PC, but I have updates on that as well. It's crazy how this game has caused PS5 sales to skyrocket in China, selling out many places. This honestly marks a turning point in the Chinese video game industry, now fully open to the global market. The end of the console ban in China in 2024 has allowed PlayStation and Nintendo to gain popularity, while millions of Chinese players can now legally access Steam without a VPN. Like, that's amazing. But while most of the Chinese industry was based on free-to-play games, more and more AAA scale action games or single-player games are being announced for the global market. Games like Phantom Blade Zero, Where the Winds Meet, Lost Soulside, The Godslayer, and more could be the next Chinese hits worldwide, but we don't know if they'll hit, the success, reach the same levels of Black Myth Wukong. We'll have to wait and see, but this is very exciting. On an update though, when it comes to the concurrent players, this was, I believe, from a couple days ago, because the original report about 10 million was, I think, back on Monday or Tuesday. But this other update report, I think, was from like a day or two ago, that more than 37 million players were online on Steam for the first time in the PC's platform history, thanks to Rage's success of Black Myth Wukong. So this is just Steam alone. This is not including PS5, but apparently Steam alone, 37 million players for Black Myth Wukong. Like, insane, guys. That is a new record. This was on August 25th. So actually, more than a few days ago at the time of recording. So I'm recording this on a Friday, August 30th. So yeah, apparently 5 days ago. Wow, that's insane. I thought that was just a couple days ago, but yeah. Crazy, guys, crazy. This coincides, I guess, with the same day that the 10 million copies sold then. I think that was the 25th as well. congrats to Game Science nonetheless, though. This is a huge win for them, and will hopefully allow them to, obviously improve their current game here in Black Myth Wukong with some, future patches like that. We just got a patch actually to help improve the game overall. I may do a separate video for that, going over those details. But yeah, it also just has first patch that fixes quite a bit of stuff. Nerfs one boss in particular though, which honestly isn't that bad in my opinion. I'm usually like not really on, like, I hate when they nerf stuff like that. I mean, it was a challenging boss. It was one of the difficult bosses of the game so far, but I beat it. It took me a while. It took me maybe 30 minutes to an hour, like how most of these challenging bosses are taking me. And that's the thing with this game, like, it's challenging, yeah, but compared to, at least so far, compared to like Elden Ring and even Elden Ring's DLC and other Souls games or Souls-likes, like, no boss has taken me more than like 30 minutes to an hour to beat tops. And when it comes to the really challenging ones, which I'm actually kind of happy and a little disappointed about. I remember Mesmer from the DLC and Radon, the final boss DLC, both took me like several hours to beat. Several hours. So, whereas this game, yeah, most 45 minutes to an hour for tough bosses. And I've only encountered really, like, for me personally, I've only really encountered, I would say, 3, maybe 4 really tough bosses that took me like 30 minutes to an hour to beat. That's it so far. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes for the rest of my playthrough. But this is good stuff. If you haven't checked it out, please do. And I definitely will continue to stream it. I wanted to possibly do some guide videos as well too once I'm done with the first playthrough as well. So you got that to look forward to. Moving on to some bad news though. Ubisoft gives annoyed Star Wars Outlaws PS5 players who paid to play early but lost all progress a trinket and some loyalty points no one wants. So yeah, if you didn't know, apparently Ubisoft released a patch, patch 1.000.002, which was, it was supposed to help fix the game and get into a better experience, playing experience and whatnot overall, but unintentionally, I'm guessing, just guessing here, unintentionally causes a issue for the players who pay for the early access to essentially lose their progress and have to start all over. Yeah, it's like, what the heck? It's very unfortunate. So Ubisoft warned PS5 players that they might have to encounter issues with their current save if they were playing an older version of the game. The solution is start a new save. So they rolled out maintenance to make sure everyone is playing the latest version of the game. As one of the players affected who had access to the older version of the game, we are aware you might be encountering some issues after this recent patch. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. Once you confirm the latest, you have the latest version, please start a new save to fully enjoy Star Wars Outlaws as our team intended. If you continue on a prior save, you will unfortunately face issues and progression blockers. So players complained, of course, about this. They were forced into starting to save because they lost so many hours of progress to no fault of their own. It's not the player's fault whatsoever. Ubisoft dropped the ball here. So it's insane. And like basically you would have to pay like $100 or more, like $100 for the gold edition, like $120 or more for the ultimate, right? Both give you early access. So yeah, and then this whole like give a trinket and loyalty rewards thing, no, that's not gonna make people happy. You're giving a freaking digital items to people. You're giving 100 Ubisoft Connect units. Like, no. Like, me and a friend were talking about this. Like, the right thing would probably what they need to do is compensate the players with the difference of how much they pay. Like, don't give them back. Like, don't give them a full refund back, I would say, as far as for the entire game. Just pay them back the difference, I would say. Pay them back the difference of from the base game to the gold version. Like, so the base game itself is what, $70, right? The gold edition is 100, right? And if you had ultimate, 120. For those who pay for the gold, give them back $30, right? For the ultimate, give them back $50. To me, I think that's maybe a more better solution, but Ubisoft didn't think about that, or maybe they can't do that for some people. I don't know, but this is a really, really poor attempt at trying to make up for this blunder. Oh my god, ridiculous. And some really cool news when it comes to a JRPG that some of you may know, have played, ever heard of in terms of the series, the Legend of Heroes franchise. The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, the first game at least, is getting a remake, being called Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, the first remake, it looks like. So this was showed off at the Nintendo Direct, of all places, and had a brief glimpse. And at first I wasn't sure if this was actually a remake, but yeah, this is actually a remake. The remake is a massive deal for fans of the sprawling RPG series who have been waiting for a Trails in the Sky release on Switch for years now. Indeed, the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky trilogy was basically where it all began, originally releasing on PC before launching on PSP in North America in 2011. The series is available on Steam, but otherwise it's relatively hard to find. Yeah, like this OG series, yeah, you really can't find anywhere else but Steam. Trails in the Sky earned a cult audience with its fantastic world building, memorable protagonists, and dense battle system, spawning a franchise encompassing numerous entries over multiple arcs. Most recent entry was Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak, which came out earlier this year. You also got like Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel series, and like even more out there. I still have to fully get into. I own some of these games. I've yet to try them out fully yet, but this is a JRPG though you don't want to sleep on, guys. So very exciting news for this remake coming out for JRPG fans. Keep your eye on this. So for some reason here, Avowed is going to be capped at 30 FPS on Xbox, both Xbox Series X and S. Now I know S is the less powerful, system, and I think Xbox may have just hurt themselves really with doing this, because they honestly probably just should have only came out with the Xbox Series X. They should have probably never came out with the Xbox Series S at all, because it seems to keep proving to be more of a hindrance for them than anything. Because I'm noticing like more and more with all these like Xbox exclusives that keep launching at 30 FPS and maybe in the future get a patch that gives us 60 FPS in their games. I'm noticing a trend here. They keep launching 30 FPS, and it's not just because, I feel like it's not just because of just having a smoother graphic fidelity and gameplay and loading times, etc., and optimization, stuff like that. I really think it's because the, less powerful Xbox Series S is just really holding it back. And they should just do what they did last time. Just come up with a mid-year, life cycle system, which I know they already are doing that. It's just, yeah, they should probably just stop. They should probably stop with the Xbox Series S, but they won't stop developing for it because they kind of, have to. They got to make sure these games run on both platforms on top of PC. It's like, man, y'all are just messing up too much, dude. Too freaking much with this. But this was, I think, announced back at Gamescom recently, where they confirmed that it was delayed to February 18, 2025, not only for technical reasons, but to avoid crowding the fall release calendar as well. But they confirmed the game will not reach 60 FPS on console, instead being capped at 30 FPS, whether you play on Xbox Series X or Series S. In an interview, the Avowed's art director, Matt Hansen, said they are aiming for the game to run at 30 FPS, so it's a first-person single-player game. You don't necessarily need 60 frames per second, he says. That's what he says. We may not need it, and I'm not saying it's, it's going to be the end-all, whatever crazy, like if we don't have 60 FPS, but in my opinion, 1080p 60 FPS should be the standard going forward, or should have been a standard for years now, especially with us being in this current gen of consoles with the technology we have. I'm sorry, unless you're like an indie dev and don't have the resources or the talent and stuff like that, I get that. Like, indie devs, not every indie dev is going to have the resources or the talent or money to make a game run at 60 FPS 1080p. But a big budget company like Microsoft, come on now, come on. But like I said, I think the, Xbox Series S is what's holding them back, truthfully, despite what he says. And this game may receive patches in the future to add 60 FPS to it, like we saw with Starfield. I think Redfall as well got the same treatment, things like that. But this is still kind of like an annoyance overall, I think, with a lot of players like that. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this. I think that 1080p 60 FPS should be the standard, but yeah, like PlayStation games, or most PlayStation games, if not all first-party PlayStation games, at least have a performance mode. Now, sometimes they're not always great right away, and they got to get patched out and fixed. One, I think FF16 was an example of that. FF7 Rebirth was an example of that. but those aren't first party. Those are third party exclusive games, so I can't really say those. I would like in terms of recent history though. I'm trying to think. Were there any other issues? Spider-Man 2. I think that ran freaking great. That didn't really have any issues with its performance or quality mode and 4K and all that. So I would say in recent memory, yeah, that and God of War Ragnarok, those both ran really crisp and smooth. So yeah, but the only other exceptions would be the Square Enix like sort of time exclusives 16 and Rebirth. That's why I mentioned those. But I don't know. They got to get together. And then some major news on Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, confirming console performance specs, crossplay, cross-save details, and more. So Space Marine 2 sees Titus of the Ultramarines go up against the Tyranid hordes, as well as the forces of Chaos in the sequel that arrives 13 years after its predecessor. It includes a campaign that can be played co-op, a PvE operations mode, and a PvP mode. With the console performance specs on PS5 and Xbox Series X, quality mode enables 4K resolution at 30 frames per second, and performance mode enables up to 60 FPS at 1080p resolution. Focus said that the less powerful Xbox Series S, the quality mode, allows for 1440p at 30 FPS, and performance mode is unavailable. As for PC, it's a mixed bag apparently. DLSS2, FSR2 is available at launch, but DLSS3 and FSR3 is planned for post-launch. Ray tracing, HDR is not supported. Widescreen support won't be available right at launch. Unfortunately, Focus said it's planned to hit the game by the end of September. Similarly, full Steam Deck support is being worked on, but isn't ready yet. So that's coming by the end of the year. There are no plans for official mod support either. And this might be surprising, but at the same time, yeah, given Space Marine 2 is an officially licensed Games Workshop title, so I don't know. But there's been mods for the other games too, so maybe mods will be a thing in the future in some capacity. Focus confirmed that in campaign mode, progression is saved on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S while playing offline. However, for the PvE mode, called operations, you need to be online to ensure your progress is in that mode is saved. Offline progression does not carry over to your next session. So keep that in mind, guys. Focus said players should stay online to keep all earned perks, skins, and other rewards. Cross-platform saves are supported via the platform Prism Ray Online Services, or PROS for short, pros basically, which Focus uses for a number of its games. LAN play is not supported though. There's full crossplay between Steam, Epic Game Store, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S for players from day one. So very cool stuff there. Also, we do know the size, like the gig size on PS5 right now, which I imagine is going to be, similar to the PC version. But yeah, so the download size for the PS5 version is going to be 54.401 gigs, so basically roughly 55. And then you got to think there's going to be like a day one patch, so you got to accommodate for that as well. But not too bad, honestly. All things considered, not too bad when we often get games with like up to 75 gigs or 100 or over 100 these days. And then there's the roadmap of plans they got for going forward post launch, basically, for Space Marine 2. So there's going to be free updates that will be released with new features such as ultra widescreen support, private PvE lobbies, and the battle barge. First notable addition is the Makage's Chosen DLC, if I'm saying right, available as pre-order incentive for all editions of the game. It includes skins for the chainsword and bolter rifle, as well as exclusive right pauldron. The cosmetics from this DLC are unlocked by completing the campaign mission Skyfire, so it won't be added by default. Owners of the Gold and Ultra Editions will have access to the Season Pass content, which will be purely cosmetic, no gameplay elements. After the release of Space Marine 2, Season 1 will begin. Saber Interactive's plan is for it to run throughout September, leading into Season 2 between October and November. So you'll basically get a new operations map, a new enemy type, a new weapon, additional difficulty level, new cosmetics based on the Dark Angels chapter, but that's Season Pass only. And that's for Season 2 stuff. Creators of Space Marine 2 have also confirmed that in 2025, new game modes such as Horde mode, additional maps, new operations, and more exclusive cosmetics will be introduced. Community platform Focus Together is also launching as well. I think that launched already. And honestly, it seems like it's shaping to be one of this year's sleeper hits, guys. I'm digging this. And then lastly, Metaphor ReFantazio showcased new locations. So Metaphor ReFantazio offers a new look at the ReFantazio locations we have yet to see. In a recent video here, that showcases it. You know, many are hoping for the reveal of Persona 6 at Tokyo Game Show, but I don't know if they're going to do that. It's understandable, but they really been focused on trying to promote this game first, because Metaphor ReFantasio drops October 11th, right? It's also going to be available on Game Pass, so you can play it that way if you like. Save you some money a bit. And the gameplay follows a structure similar to Persona in Shin Megami Tensei, though with a different theme and distinct artistic style as well. There won't be any school elements here, but there'll be plenty of dungeons filled with danger you guys can enjoy. You got like small towns to beautiful islands to endless labyrinths or nightmare-like places such as the Belly of a Worm, which is definitely in true Shin Megami Tensei style. But yeah, so many cool locations in this game. I'm excited to check it out and see how it is myself. You have like a new ally you can recruit in here as well too. There's gonna be a bunch of companions you'll be able to recruit and join your party and just, you know, make your sort of own experience with this based on what's given to you. So very cool stuff here with the new locations, guys. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about all the news today. Are you excited for Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 about to drop here? What do you think about Avowed being limited to 30 FPS on console? And then are you excited for the Legendary Heroes Trails in the Sky First remake? Sorry for those that are going through Ubisoft woes with, you know, getting the early access version of Star Wars Outlaws and had to start a new save out. Maybe not everybody, but some of y'all are out there. And the success of Black Myth Wukong is just incredible and keeps getting more praises, keeps getting more accolades to it. Are you enjoying that game if you're playing it, or do you plan to get it? Let me know. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to check out the links in the description below if you want to go above and beyond with support by either becoming a YouTube member, or there's also the Patreon as well. You can go that route. But yeah, there's options, guys. My name's Mike. Thanks for watching.